Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here with another Factorio for beginners. And as I said last time, we're going to start out here making steel. But before we start that, before we get to that point, there is one thing I want to do first, and that is start making grenades, because we're going to need grenades. We're going to need a lot of grenades, and we're going to need grenades. We need to clear out a lot of trees as we move on here, so we might as well get this thing started. And what I want to do here is I want to put the ingredients to grenades on the bus, and in particular I want coal. And I have a line set out for coal. Let me clear these. I have a line set out for coal, and I honestly don't remember where it is. It is let's see, this is blank, this is blank. This is very special things. And then this is right here. Stone, brick, coal, and I've got it set up for ignore. So I think I'm not sure what what I'm going to be putting here, but this is where coal's going to be coming down. And it doesn't really matter where I take coal from, but the one line that is using the least amount of coal is this one right here. And it's using the least amount of coal, the least amount of stone, and we might as well use this line here. We're going to run this all the way down because it is possible, though unlikely, that we will fully utilize all of these for stone furnaces. It's pretty unlikely that we'll need this much stone in the game, but why not, right? Now here's a trick. Here's a really cool trick. Note we split this thing off, and we have stone on one side of this belt and coal on the other side, and the other belt is opposite. The coal here, if we were to turn this belt like this. His coal is on the bottom, his stone is on the top. His stone is on the bottom, his coal is on the top. And I'm going to rotate him back around. Okay, so if we were to send all the coal, let's see. Actually, all the stone to the right, and then do that, it's going to send all the stone here. The stone on the top of this belt is going to the top of this belt. The stone at the bottom of this belt is going to the bottom of this belt, and then the opposite with the coal. And it's perfect. It does exactly what we want it to do. Sadly, though, I'm going to strip it all down because I want to move it down one line because I don't want those power poles in the way. So I'm actually going to put it here. And I want to filter stone to the right. And then run these lines all the way over this way and chop these trees down. Well, I actually don't need to chop these trees down. I do need to take this away, though. And then this is going to be coal. This is actually going to be brick, and this is going to be stone. So the coal's going here, and the stone's going here. And we can eventually bring stone brick down here, but I'm not in a hurry, and I don't even want the stone all the way down yet. So let's get on this line here so that we can walk down. And yes, walking on a belt is faster. See, this is the slowest way to walk. This is walking on this belt is actually faster. Walking on this belt is even faster because it's on the brick. Don't ask me how it works, how a belt on a brick is faster than a belt not on a brick, but it works, and I'm gonna accept it as a cool thing because I want it. Speaking of brick, let's go ahead and lay out a whole bunch more brick down here. Fill in this line. And I don't know how much more brick I have in my inventory, but I'm going to use it up. There we go. It's gone. Okay, and we have coal coming down the line, which is nice. Okay. This is probably gonna end up being temporary, but I'm going to set up a thing here. Let's see. We want 8 belts. Well, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 1. So I made that one too far. There we go. So this is going to be grenades. And I think I'm going to just have 4 of these. I think 4 will be more than enough. And I'm out of belts, but guess what? We have a ton of belts up in this box up here. And I'm just going to grab them all. And we want these things to come down on this line, and we don't need a lot of resources for these. Grenades take 8 seconds to craft. They do need 10 coal and 5 iron plates in those 8 seconds. But that's not a lot when it comes down to it to fill 4 machines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these blue inserters because they will allow me to stuff things into these things faster. But I only need yellow inserters to come out because they really don't take, every 6 seconds these things are going to finish one of these. Then I'm going to run everything to here. I'm going to put a yellow inserter here. I'm going to make a box. And I'm going to put that box there. And I'm going to limit it to, say, 2 stacks of grenades. And then, as usual, we will run our power lines like this. And I'm going to... there we go. I'm going to double up this line. I don't think we've done this yet. Oh, we've done it up here. We've done it with the arms, the inserters, and the belts. We put them on each side, and we did it up there with the furnaces too. But this is the first time we're bringing raw materials in on a line like this. And what we're going to do here is we're gonna mix coal and iron on this line here in order to feed right here. So we're going to run our standard underground things, 1 tile longer than I should have. Then we're going to bring coal down here, and he's going to go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this belt here so that when I put this belt here, it doesn't turn into a corner. If you normally, if I had this and I put this belt here, it would turn into a corner and both of these lines would have coal on them. I don't want that. I only want one side to have coal on it. So if I put a belt here first, then I put this belt down, it side loads onto that belt from the other one. So that's why I put this belt here. So then I'm going to put a belt here and here. And I'm going to get a quick save. This is going to screw up the placement of things. And then now we're loading up coal on that side of the belt all by itself. So now what we want to do is we want to bring iron down just to here. And I'm actually going to do the copy paste thing. We want like this. And we want it to come down here because we want it to match up with this line. And I think that's right. Let me make sure. Yeah, that matches with that. So this is where we're going to put our iron. We're going to have a splitter here. We're going to have iron come to here, and then it's going to do the drag thing, come out right there. So now the iron is coming through here. It's going to end up on this side of the belt, and it's going to go this way. These guys are already stuffed with coal because they've had plenty of time to do that. But when the iron comes down here, you see it coming, it's going to end up on just this side of the belt because of the way this is set up. And now this guy is going to keep going down the bus, so we need to run him under what we just did. That's just part of the way you mix things is you have to have some undergrounds on the belt. You'll see that when things get more in depth later. So these guys are stuffing grenades into stuffing iron into the grenade machines. We obviously have plenty of time. We actually don't. Looks like we don't even need yellow belts. Or yellow inserters, which we're out of, so let's grab some more. I used up a bunch of them there. But yeah, if we watch here, and then he's already putting more coal in. So yeah, they have plenty of time to put the stuff in there with yellow inserters instead of blue ones. So we're going to use that. We're still fine on power, notice. Now that we're not adding more miners to the mix, miners are still using the most power. Assemblers, inserters, things like that don't actually use a ton of power. All the inserters we have use a third of what these have, and these use like half of what the miners have, and we have barely any miners compared to how many of these have. So we're good with power for now, which is nice. I like to not have to worry about power. So anyway, now we're making grenades, which is awesome. I've already got 13 of them, which makes me happy. So I'm just going to grab those 13 grenades and head up here. And now we can finally start making steel. And this seems like a big wide open space that we shouldn't really need, but the bus is going to get that big. It will, trust me. Okay, so we got grenades. Let's go ahead and take these trees out, and I'm going to be wasteful and take that tree out. And we're going to put the steel right here. I don't really care. I have decided that these smelters are actually temporary. All these furnaces that we're putting down here to smelt things, that's not the way long term I'm going to handle smelting. When the time comes, I'm going to get to that. But this is all temporary. This is to get the stuff we need to make the bus working until we start running out of resources in our starter patches over here, which is going to be a while. But anyway, steel. Steel is a lot like iron. Iron is a main ingredient of steel. Steel, though, is special. If we look here, do we have any furnaces? We don't, but we have a ton of 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'll make 40 for now. And yes, we are going to probably need that many. I'm going to do something a little bit special here. I'm going to put 2 furnaces down. And I'm going to run this guy this way. I'm going to put an inserter here and an inserter here. This guy here, if we were to put coal in his thing and then put some iron ore. Let me grab some iron ore from over here. Let me pull it out of one of these guys so that I don't get anything else off the thing. If I put some iron ore in here, and actually I just realized I need 5 total. So I'll pull it off the belt. I don't need copper ore for anything. Stuff that in there so I don't have any in my inventory. We're going to put a bunch of iron ore in this guy. This is a normal iron furnace. He's making iron. I guess I got to put this here so it covers that guy. He's making iron the same way that any other furnace makes iron. This guy, though, gets iron plates, and as soon as he gets 5 iron plates... Oh, you can't see the ingredient. You can't see the thing here. I have to go into here. 5 iron plates makes 1 steel plate in a furnace just like that. So if I were to put coal into here, he's going to start smelting steel. And here's the neat thing. Steel takes 16 seconds to craft. Iron takes 3.2 seconds to craft. So iron takes exactly 1/5 the amount of time that steel takes, and it takes 5 iron for a steel. So this is a perfect ratio. So we don't have to worry about ratios. We just stuff what comes out of this into this, and we're not wasting any time. So then we need to send this out on a belt. But here's the trick. We can't do like we did over here, where we just have a belt running down with these guys on the other side, because these guys need coal. And there's no room to put coal in them on either side. So what we need to do is we need to send a second line down with coal on it and use long inserters to take the coal out of here. Then we use a long inserter to take the steel out of here and put it on the far line, and then a regular inserter here going this way to take the coal off of this line and put it into him. See what I'm doing? You see what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down? Are you hip to my square? I don't know. The rest of this, though, is basically the same with the addition. We have a slight addition that we need. We'll put this here, I guess. Let's see. I guess we can come out with this guy. It doesn't really matter where we put him. And then go like this. We need to make a couple changes to this setup here. But we need this coming this way. We need one here. We need to put that down first. Otherwise, the coal won't go correctly on the other line. And then this needs to come over as far as this. We need to keep running the coal this way in case we end up with a... doesn't really matter. We'll just send coal off that way. And then last but not least, we need to send coal like this. And then to here, because this is the line where we have the coal on that we're pulling off of into these guys. And it looks like did I break my coal chain, or are we really? Yeah, we are really using that much coal because we're pulling it off of this guy. So we're going to need to start mining more coal. Not a big deal. We kind of expect the need for that kind of thing. Also, it would be nice if I could do this with 3 power poles. So I'm going to put a power pole here and run this underground like that. That'll be fine, because anywhere where there's power poles, there isn't going to be any of these guys putting anything into the thing. So now I just need to duplicate this here, and I can hold down Shift to do that to still put things down, even though these aren't totally correct. Oh, and there's a power pole here. I screwed that up. Let me hit Control Z a couple times to get rid of these, because I actually want, and then Control V to bring this back down. I wanted it down one. I want it here. So I'll hold down Shift to do that. And then that's perfectly fine. I'm just putting down all the inserters. We need one inserter here. Then we need these long inserters to do this and this. And then we need these guys to do this, 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 and this. And we should probably also have more iron coming down. And for now, I'm going to split this iron ore off like this and come over this way with him. This is ugly and a little what people would call spaghetti, but we'll deal with it for now. That'll just get the iron ore down here just to make sure that our process works the way we expect it to. But assuming it does, which I'm pretty sure it will. I'm not all that doubtful of it, but might as well make sure. Check your work. Measure once, cut twice, as as the old adage goes. And yeah, we're putting iron ore into these guys. I guess I can put that there as well. We're putting iron ore in these guys. They are now putting their iron plates into these guys to smelt steel. And then these guys, when that steel is done, we'll take them out and put them on this plate, and then we're good to go. Okay, so now if I copy this block and paste it here, other than this belt being wrong, yeah, and actually this belt is wrong too. We only need to go underground where this power line is. So that, and then that is what we need. And like that. I think that is perfect. Because he's going to have a belt that he's coming off of that he's going on to there. And then the rest of these are perfect. So if I copy this, that's 4 of them. And then I can just come down here and paste, paste, paste. All the way down, just like we did with iron ore. And then end up here. And then that will use a full line of iron when the time comes. So now I can run all these belts and all this stuff and all this. Let me just do all the work here. It's a pain in the butt. They say, did I do that right? Yes. That having to go through and do all this stuff, it builds character. And more importantly, it makes you appreciate robots when the time comes. Oops, I put a thing there by accident. Robots, they make everything easier. They build this for you. Robots will come through and place all these things for you without you having to do any work whatsoever, and they're glorious, and I love them. And not having them is a huge is a huge drain on my psyche as I build these smelter arrays. But needs must. You have to do it. It's there's no shortcut at the beginning game. You have to place all this stuff down. So the important thing though is if you look here at the bottom of this line, we have steel coming out, and steel is destined to go on one of these lines. I don't remember which one. It's the one right here. Let's see. This is it's this line right here. This is steel. And then this is the gear line down here. So yeah, this is our steel line. And it doesn't matter exactly where we put it, but it makes sense that it starts out in the right spot. So we're gonna oops. There we go. We're gonna put these guys like this, and then we are going to run steel like this. And down here, and now we have a line of steel. Now this line here, remember, these furnaces take 5 times longer. So this entire array is only going to make 1/5 of a belt of steel. So if we wanted a full belt, we would need 5 of these, which is kind of crazy. You don't really need that many. You don't need to make you don't really need to make 5 huge arrays of these in a normal game. If you're making like a mega base or you want to go crazy, you can get that far, but we probably won't in this series. I think in this series, this is probably enough. It won't be here because it'll be off site, but this will be roughly the amount of steel we'll be smelting all game. And it looks like I'm going to need more of these furnaces. I'm just going to make them all. But anyway, we are past 20 minutes. I have a bunch of busy work to do to place this, so I'm going to do this off camera, and I'm going to start the next episode with a full smelting array of steel, making 1/5 of a belt, and then I'm going to talk about the fact that we don't have enough mining to get this steel going, and then we will pick that up there. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I am looking forward to doing it. I am Superfluous J, and I will keep placing these things wrong no matter what I do, and I will also, as always, talk at you later.